This morning, we're visiting with PRECorp Foundation. I'm with Tim Velder, and I'm also with Jeff Bumgarner. Jeff, you are the Executive Director, and Tim, you are the Marketing and Communications Specialist. So first of all, thank you for joining me this morning. It's a pleasure to have you both with us. Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and start with you if we can. We're here to talk about WyoGives, which is an exciting time for the state of Wyoming because it's the first time we're embarking on a 24-hour online day of giving for nonprofits statewide. I know here in Cheyenne, we're super excited about WyoGives. How are you all feeling there?
Well, it's for us, it's going to be a learning experience, I guess, Kathy, is the best way to put it. We are a little different than some of the other foundations in the state that are probably participating in this, or nonprofits, I should say, in the state that are participating in that we're more of a giving organization than a receiving organization. So we're right now, Tim and I are trying to look at how we position ourselves in the campaign. We generally are funded through multiple sources, none of which are rate-based for the Powder River Energy Corporation. So none of them are paid by our ratepayers. However, many of our members contribute through programs like Operation Roundup, where they round their power bill up to the nearest dollar, and then those dollars are contributed to the foundation's general fund to use across our communities. And then the foundation runs several fundraising events on our own in order to generate it. So we don't have, and then we turn around and we give that money back into the community to a number of organizations who are more in the receiving mode, I guess, nonprofit type charitable organizations that are more receiving. So when we look at WyoGives, we think it's a cool program. We've worked on our website, but I'd say our strategy, we're probably going to take us a year or two of this one to figure out how best to position ourselves given the type of nonprofit that we are, being a charitable foundation. So we may want to have some interviews with other nonprofit foundations, I guess, and see how they're tackling WyoGives in terms of setting it up. We don't have a huge list of donors, if you would, okay, in order to say, really build up enthusiasm about the campaign coming up. So I guess that's where I'd start right there, is that we're excited to participate. Our expectations aren't super high this year, but we're thinking it could be a learning experience and something that we could get better at.
So I always like to follow up with a little bit about the organizations, the nonprofits in general. And Jeff, you've been kind enough to kind of plant the seed. Tim, I'm going to have you also chime in a little bit about your feelings about this WyoGives fundraising campaign for your organization, and just maybe also how long you've been around. So a little bit additional background, if you can.
The foundation was created as a charitable arm of Powder River Energy Corporation, which is electric cooperative for Northeast Wyoming. And the foundation has given since 2007 about $1.2 million in value back to the communities of Northeast Wyoming. And over the years, it's refined a little bit with strategy maps and mission statements and those kind of things. And so the focus is really on helping communities in need and organizations that help those that are in need, like food banks or workforce training type programs, some education, arts, community development activities, those kind of things. And so a fundraiser like this, also a way for us to bring awareness to the programs that we support and let people know here's where our dollars go.
I always like to sort of end my conversation with my nonprofits talking a little bit about COVID-19, because more than ever with the crisis, nonprofits need dollars more than ever before. So this campaign couldn't have come probably at a better time for for us statewide. So Jeff, if you could just elaborate a little bit on the importance of donations through WyoGives July 15th, the importance of donors, understanding your organization and the importance of donating. And then Tim, I'll have you chime in as well on that question as well. So Jeff, if you could address the importance of donations through WyoGives on July 15th.
Sure, thanks, Kathy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a challenging time for all of us, obviously. Many events, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the funds that we generate come through fundraising events that we put on. We have two key ones that occurred early in the year, both of which were effectively canceled. One was the Lineman Scholarship Banquet, where we raise funds to help high school students with scholarships who want to go into line trade and line work. So it's an attempt to, keep some of our brightest kids home in Northeast Wyoming here, and help them with career paths. That program was canceled. However, we went forward with components of it, like a raffle that we did for a side-by-side, which is still available. We also have a Durham Ranch out in Wright, Wyoming. We do the Durham Buffalo Ranch Stampede, which is a walk run. We do that in early June every year. And of course, we couldn't hold that event either. We had many sponsors who hung in there and sponsored the sort of a virtual event anyway, but clearly the proceeds early in the year from our fundraising are down. And at the same time, most of our communities have suffered pretty heavily in terms of either the economic conditions resulted with the pandemic, or of course, just the energy issues in general that the state's facing in terms of revenues. And so needs have gone up. Our ability to raise funds has gone down. So programs like WyoGive are a great opportunity for those who are fortunate enough to give, to participate and help sort of bring some of that money back into the system so we can get out into the communities and help in a broader way with the needs that have been popping up during the pandemic and the turn in the economy.
Tim, and what would you like to say to your donors or potential new donors on the importance of giving for this campaign?
Well, we always find that the need for ongoing charitable work really stops. It could be during a heavy economic downturn. It could be during really good times, but you'll always have the need to help those that are less fortunate or hitting a rough patch. There's always people that can use the help, and organizations that want to do further outreach and help more people. And so we're kind of in that position to be able to help organizations that are struggling right now, but also organizations that are wanting to expand their reach and do more good for the community. So an event like this is going to be a really great opportunity to expand that giving opportunity.
Well, Jeff and Tim, I appreciate you both joining me this morning. We wish you the best of luck on July 15th, and let's try to make this an annual event for the state of Wyoming.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.